for the 8th Annual Gateway Dirt Nationals. Now, of course, for those who don't know it, the Open Wheel Modifieds is an invite-only division. I believe it's been that way for a very long time, if not the entire time. But it is an invite-only division at the Gateway Dirt Nationals. This is status quo. This is how it goes. And they got a list of drivers here. And most notably, Dylan Thornton and Dave Hess Jr. popping off the list to me. And some other guys. Just normal, round 6. I believe they have different rounds where they're releasing, the names that are invited on a daily basis. Putting a link here to their racing organizations and everything. Nice little deal. Nice little invite deal. But there was a post. There was a post, ladies and gentlemen, that came out 6 hours ago as of right now by Cody Sommer. And, of course, Cody Sommer, we've had him on the show before. I think we've had 2 shows with Cody here on the channel. He is the idea maker, the promoter, the person who put this whole Gateway Dirt Nationals together. And this is what he had to say about, and it seems like in response to this invite-only thing and whose names are on these lists and whose name is not on this list. And the post reads, I know y'all probably can't see it, but we're going to read it word for word as much as we can. Just a friendly piece of advice for any open wheel modified drivers who are upset if and when they don't get invited to the Gateway Dirt Nationals this year. You talk shit and badmouth the process, we see it. You don't, and you take it with grace like a professional. We also see that. We have hundreds of you that want to race. There is a reason we invite who we do. You do not need to, nor are you entitled to understand those reasons. There is a driver already invited and on the roster this year that was not invited last year and was the year prior. I know he was heartbroken, but he acted professionally, respectfully, and deserved another chance. Again, just some friendly advice. So coming out, and this is, I love Cody Sommer. He gets into it. He's one of the more open thought guys of the sport, especially in some of the powerful areas of this sport, because a lot of guys, they get into powerful positions and they're walking on eggshells with how they talk, or they're bossy in the way they talk, or they don't talk at all. And Cody is one of those guys who just says what he thinks and he don't give a damn. And if he sees something happening or how it's happening, then okay, all right, I'll say something or I'll do something. And it seems like in this scenario, he's done something. He sat back, and it seems how I am processing this post is he's done something here. He saw you talking your shit and you badmouth the process. We see it on these invites, and you may not be getting one. You don't like that it's an invite. I mean, who knows what these things could be? You don't like the invites, this, that, and the other. Okay, well, we're gonna not invite you. Now, some people could be like, well, this guy won and this guy's great and he's an established driver or something like that. Say it's some kind of big-time local name or big-time national name and his name ain't popping up on the list. But when his name hasn't popped up on the list or didn't get an invite last year maybe or something along those lines, and he made a Facebook post about the disgruntledness of that, or let's just say over the years past, he's bitched about the track when he was invited or said something crappy here. Okay. Now, some people messaged me this post and said, Chaz, this is censorship. This is censorship. You can't be doing that. You can't be punishing people just because of what they say or think. Well, unfortunately, this is an invite event. I didn't see Cody Sommer say these guys who aren't invited can't get a pit pass and come watch the race. I didn't see that in what's being said here. You can still go buy a pit pass and show up. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you do voice your opinion, there is consequences, especially when it's an invite-only event and you got people who control those invites. This isn't America in this scenario. This is a private or a public event that is a private invite list, and the American right is for them to choose how they want to. Maybe some people are facing the consequences of expressing their American right to speech, but you have the right to the consequences of that speech. You know, I have my opinion on Jade Avedizian and Kaylee Bryson and racers the other day in my video. Kaylee Bryson gets in there upset at my opinion of her and her performance in sprint cars. Well, not upset, but, you know, a little snarky. That's fine. And that's what I said. You know, that's what I said back in my response. I ain't going to bring it up right now. We got Broke Joe coming tomorrow to handle that. But, you know, I said in my response, you know, I make just thoughts and say what I think on different judgmental situations of racing. And when you sign up as a driver, you open yourself up to those judgments, just like the football players and everything that we hear talked about over there. And then, in contrary, I said in there, I was like, people do it on Facebooks and Twitters all day. But when I get on this thing, this platform, and I say what I think on a camera, I also open myself up for people like you or anybody to come and make judgments of me in the same fashion and way. It's all choices. It's all choices. Now, my consequence for making Kaylee Bryson a little upset, potentially Jade Avedizian, I'm not sure. She followed me on Instagram the other day. Thanks for the follow, Jade. But, I mean, I may lose the invite to, or, well, I haven't went for one, but, well, I think I was going to do something with Kaylee Bryson. I was going to try, at least for the Gateway Asphalt race, or the Silver Crown deal. That would have been cool. But after me saying what I said and thought, I probably lost the invite to do an interview with Kaylee Bryson now. And that's the consequence for me expressing my freedom. I could still go in the pits where Kaylee Bryson's at. I could still go to events. But as far as certain invites to certain scenarios and situations, I probably have lost that now. You never know. You never know. But that's the avenue you take when you post, when you talk at all. It doesn't even have to be shit. It could be an opinion. You can't control opinions. You could be the nicest person in the world and half the world can still hate you. I mean, look at politics. It teaches us this all the time. And this isn't censorship. You know, people are still commenting and saying stuff. They're not like held back at all from being able to decipher what Cody means or to disagree. That people still have the freedom to speak their mind and say, Cody Sommer, you're a fucking idiot for saying that and not inviting guys because they talk shit about your process. You have the right to call it censorship. You're not being censored, or these guys aren't being censored either. They still got the right to their speech, but it's the circumstance. It's the invite. It's the private interaction between you and this list that you want to be on, right? Is that list you want to be on worth the restriction of that speech? And that comes to a personal choice. See, a lot of people in today's society are personally censored. The world don't even have to tell you to be quiet and shut your mouth. Due to the things you may lose or the people you may upset or this, that, or the other, you are self-censoring your thoughts or feelings. Now, could something like this induce a self-censorship? Yeah. This type of post could induce people to change what they could say next time. Self-censor. And that's about it, though, right? It's not him laying the hammer. It's not like you're going to go to jail. You're just not going to get it to race in his event.